What's up, guys? Corey Margera here, and this video is going to be a response to the Nostalgia Critics video, which I'm going to leave a link in the description to that video. He's basically saying that, we should be more grateful for the shitty movies that we have nowadays. Cliche Marvel superhero movie after superhero movie, all these shitty reboots and remakes and all this crap. And, he's basically saying, like, how, the 90s were worse, more specifically 1996 to 2001. He was basically saying, like, how those years were worse for, like, summer blockbusters and all that stuff. And I couldn't disagree more. Yes, you had some shitty, and first of all, let me say this. I was a kid to a preteen during that time period, during those 5 years. So maybe I might have a little bit of a distorted view. And yes, I have rewatched some movies from back then now as an adult, and I do still love some of them, and I don't like some of them that I thought were pretty entertaining as a kid. More specifically, Space Jam. I do not like that movie now. I thought it was good growing up, but yeah, now I can see it for what it is. Batman and Robin, stuff like that. The Godzilla 1998 movie, that was shit. And I can see where, Doug is coming from, Nostalgia Critic is coming from. But at the same time, I want to talk about how entertainment in general was better back then. Not trying to sound like a nostalgia tard, but just saying in general, nowadays, entertainment sucks. I mean, you have people fucking overrating Ant-Man. Ant-Man, for fuck's sakes. I mean, you have people... Ted 2 was okay, but it was really overhyped. The Interview was over fucking hyped. Like, literally, that movie was funny, but it wasn't as good as people say it was. It really wasn't. With Seth Rogen and James Franco. And, but he's basically talking about summer blockbusters, and I couldn't disagree with him more. I mean, back then, I could remember fondly, like, how movies like From Dusk Till Dawn, Fight Club, The Matrix I thought was overrated. I do think that. I agree with him on that. The Matrix was overrated, but... in general, now, you look at what we have now. Every movie is the same fucking shit. For every Transformers, you have another Pacific Rim being a fucking copycat of it. Boring piece of shit. Copycat movie. Another mech movie. Not even good. I love mechs, but, like, serious. Pacific Rim fucking sucked. It was no better than Transformers. I don't give a shit what any... That movie was crap. You have... Ant-Man, for fuck's sake. You have like so many, like another sequel to the Avengers, which is overrated. The first Avengers wasn't even that great. Low-key was a shitty villain. Fucking Jesus Christ. Like, Iron Man 3, let me tell you this. I would rather watch Batman and Robin and Space Jam, a marathon of those two movies, than Iron Man 3. That was one of the biggest slaps in the face I've ever seen. They fucked up the Extremist storyline so bad with that piece of shit movie. Fucking, it was awful. That was terrible. That was the worst. That was a terrible spring/summer blockbuster of 2013. That was terrible. Iron Man 2 sucked as well, but it's not even worth reviewing. That movie was just meh. It's not even a movie I even care about bashing. It was so bland. They tried to put so much in that movie, trying to build up toward the Avengers. It was whatever. It was just really bland, boring. Captain America was okay, but, like, seriously, enough of this superhero shit. Enough, and that's the problem with today's society. It's like, it's too nerdy for its own good. It's like, you can be original without trying to be so fucking nerdy. And this is coming from a guy like me, who's into, like, anime, comic books and stuff. But it's like, holy fucking shit. What happened to like the horror movies? What happened to the martial arts movies? Whatever happened? What happened to everything else? It's like, oh my gosh, superhero movie after superhero movie after that. Ant-Man was fucking overrated as shit. Fucking overrated as shit. Seriously, man. Are you fucking kidding me? And that reboot to fucking RoboCop was shit. Fucking all these movies. Fucking Jurassic World was just, come on. Come on. I mean, from everything, from the comedies, I love a good comedy. I love raunchy, fucked up comedy, you know. I love, you know, like the old school South Park, Family Guy, Beavis and Butthead, you know, Robot Chicken, you know. I love a good comedy flick. You know, Ted 2 is just, it was okay, but seriously, but it really, like, it wasn't as funny as the first film. It really wasn't. You know, the Hangover movies are like the same shit. Same fucking shit. The third one, I didn't even see because the first two were the same shit. I was like, why the fuck do I even need to see the third one? It's going to be the same shit. You know, it's just like, like, seriously. It's like, all these movies are like the fucking same now. It's just like, oh, party, get wasted. Oh, another comic book movie that we've seen a million fucking times. It's like, whatever happened to originality? You know, what happened to movies like fucking, like Ginger Snaps? You know, that came out back in 2000, but it wasn't a huge hit. It was a Canadian movie. That was a really good werewolf movie. That was a good one. That was a real, whatever happened to movies that, you know, were relatable? Movies that you could relate to. I mean, even you can go back to even Disney movies like The Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, even Aladdin, you know, like those are movies you could relate to. You know, you could like look at Aladdin, you know, he's a street rat living in Agrabah, you know, but he's a real cool guy, you know. You know, you can see yourself, like, if you grew up, you didn't have much growing up, you grew up in like a ghetto area or like a trailer park or something like that, you know, but you were like the one cool guy out of everybody else who acted like a stereotype, who acted trashy and ghetto and stupid. But you were like that one cool guy, you know, even though you were poor, but you were, you know, or like, whatever happened to movies that you could actually relate to, you know? Whatever happened to movies that can, like, you know, like Quasimodo, man, you know, in Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know, he was like he was a hunchback, you know, he was like so scared that people wouldn't accept him. You know, he really wanted to fit in, you know, he really wanted to, you know, go out and be accepted, but Frollo kept him cooped up in that fucking church tower and shit. And it was just like, and then you could like really feel for Quasimodo too. You like, you know, whatever happened to characters you could fucking feel like sympathy for or empathy for. You know, what happened to that? You know, what happened to that shit? You know, it's like entertain, like, even, and yeah, you can go back to 1996 to 2001. Fucking wrestling was way better than it is now. Like, no, I mean, yeah, the 90s were not perfect. Let's get that straight, okay? A lot of people who are nostalgic, 90s weren't perfect. It was not a perfect decade, but let's be honest. What is good now? What is so great now? NXT is over. Everything that's considered good is overrated as shit. NXT is filled with fucking vanilla midgets, like Consequences Creed and that faggot and that. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about NXT? It's fucking gay. It's fucking stupid. Fucking Seth Rollins, one of the most overrated heels in wrestling history. It's like, who cares? Who cares? What has Seth Rollins done that I can really say, oh my god, I hate this guy? Like, I used to hate Triple H growing up. I used to hate the right to censor. They would always censor like these hot white women and stuff, like fucking Terry Runnels, the Cat, Trish Stratus and stuff. You know, I would be like, oh, fuck you, you sons of bitches. Why you gotta censor all these hot ass white women? And, you know, it's stupid now. It's like, there's no heel to even hate in this company. It's just like, come on. Like, it's Seth Rollins, like, the Shield, who gives a fuck? What faggot gives a fuck? You have to be a true nerd with nothing going for you at all to even care about this shit. And that's a fact. I mean, it's like, who cares? Who fucking cares for this entertainment nowadays? It's so fucking predictable. And even when it's not predictable, it's like, wow, well, it's so stupid. Of course it's unpredictable because I couldn't have predicted something so stupid or something so bland and cheesy and fucking boring. So it's like, who, again, it's a lose-lose situation. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. These movies now suck. I mean, I'm literally, the only movie I'm actually looking forward to right now is Vacation. Because as Ed Helms, Christina Applegate, that actually looks like it's going to be a funny movie from the trailers. You know, even though it does look kind of cheesy, cliche a little bit, but it does look like a really funny adventure, vacation, road trip type movie, and I'm really into those, so I'm definitely going to check it out when that comes out. But other than that, man, I mean, some of these ideas for movies are just stupid, too. I mean, it's just like, who can, like, a Lego movie? Seriously? You can get that fucking touchy, fucking Lego movie. A fucking Lego movie, seriously. Like, it's, no, stop. Now, there are some good animated movies, more specifically the animated Batman movies. Those are real good, like Batman vs. Robin, The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2, you know, The Son of Batman, which was a prequel to Batman vs. Robin. So, if you know, watch that movie first and then watch Batman vs. Robin. You know, it tells the story of Damian Wayne and, you know, how he became Batman's son and all that. So, you know, those are some really good animated flicks right there. You know, but, and obviously, you know, you got the Raid Redemption, which was really good. Raid 2 was not that good. It was just really, it was underwhelming completely. But, you know, I mean, you've still got some good shit, but it's like, nothing that, like, nothing, oh my god, great. Nothing, everything is predictable. We all know there's going to be another superhero movie next year, the year after that. It's like, who gives a shit? At this point, who gives a shit except the fucking nerds? It's like, holy shit, I do not care about the Batman versus Superman movie. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, Deadpool, maybe. You know, I'm not even a huge fan of Ryan Reynolds. But maybe, just to kind of see what it's going to be like, because I used to like Deadpool, so, you know, I might want to check that out. But other than that, I don't even care. I don't even fucking care. Like, make more movies that are actually, like, good. You know, I really wish, like, independent filmmakers could just, like, overtake fucking Hollywood. And just, like, Hollywood would just, like, fucking die. Just do to Hollywood what God did to fucking New Orleans, Louisiana, whatever that fucking place is called. You flooded the son of a bitch and you killed all the black people. Whatever you did to New Orleans back in 2005, do that to Hollywood, God. For fuck's sake, do that to fucking Hollywood. Just kill all these faggots. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, really. Fucking Hollywood is just garbage. We need more independent filmmakers making movies. You know, we just need better ideas. You know, like, people need to actually start taking, like, real life events that happen to them and make a fucking movie about that. You know, like, more, like, we need more of that, you know, because everybody's like, oh, we need to be more realistic now. We need to be more realistic, and nothing is realistic. Everybody's like, oh, Batman needs to be more realistic. No, it fucking didn't. Batman was one thing that didn't need to be realistic, you fucking faggot Nolanite idiots. Overrating them Dark Knight fucking movies. Fuck, man. I'd rather watch Batman Forever over any Christopher Nolan movie. I don't give a fuck. Like, literally, at least Batman Forever was fucking hilarious. You know, at least that, and that movie, like, had it not have been, like, had the Warner Brothers not tried to water it down, that could have been an even better movie, because Chris O'Donnell, he was a great Dick Grayson. He was a great Robin. You know, he had a lot of potential to be even better Robin, in my opinion. You know, he had, like, that fusion, like, between Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. You know, it was kind of like a fusion between those two characters. I really thought that we could have seen something great with that. But, you know, no. Definitely disagree with the Nostalgia Critic. 1996 to 2001 was nowhere near as bad as now. Nowhere near as bad as now. We have way worse movies now. Okay, we have way worse everything as far as entertainment goes now than we did back then. I mean, for every Space Jam and Batman and Robin and Godzilla 1998, you had a fucking From Dusk Till Dawn, Blade 1, you had fucking Fight Club. You had a lot of kick-ass movies in that time period. So don't even South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. You had a lot of kick-ass movies during that time period compared to today. I mean, and let's even start. I won't even go back to the 2000s, which I thought the 2000s was pretty shitty as well. But let's go back to 2011 all the way up till now. No, forget that. 2012 till now, till summer 2015. Every summer, overrated superhero movie, overrated Transformers movie, overrated Pacific Rim movie, overrated everything. We haven't even had that many good comedies. I mean, literally, are you gonna fucking tell me that Neighbors was that funny? Like, seriously? Zac Efron, I like Seth Rogen, but come the fuck on. Like, all these comedies are the same too nowadays. Like, it's not even like groundbreakingly funny. It's not like laugh out loud hilarious. Like, we don't get that many martial arts movies anymore. I mean, like, back when I was growing up, I was a huge fucking fan of Bruce Lee and Jet Li. Now, who like I'm a fan of like Donnie Yen. I'm a fan of like, and I was also a huge fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jean-Claude Van Damme were my fucking boys. But now I'm a fan of Donnie Yen, Tony Jaa, you know, Scott Adkins, you know, Iku, what's his name, who played Rama in the Raid Redemption. You know, he's really talented, great martial artist. But I mean, like, now it's just like everything's the same. Everything is the fucking same. Everything. It's like even anime. Like, again, in the 90s, like, anime was fucking, it was the shit. Dragon Ball Z, Toonami, like, you don't even get that shit anymore. Like, Toonami now is showing the same shit it showed back then. Dragon Ball Z, you know, it's showing a lot of animes that, like, we've already seen before. You know, when they brought back Toonami, it's like show some new animes that we've never heard before, that are fresh out of Japan, that are fucking badass. You know, that we've never even seen before. You know, do something like fucking cool. You know, like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's like the same old shit. It's been done already. It's like NXT. Who gives a shit? It's for nerds, for Mark virgins. You know, so yeah, I disagree with you, Nostalgia Critic. Get the fuck out of here. I would much rather live during 1996 to 2001 than now. All right? And technology actually made it worse. You exposed a whole bunch of shitty, idiotic people with shitty taste. Because he brings up in his video, which, again, will be in the link in the description, about how, you know, like, more people have access to the internet. So, yeah, more people have access to show off their shitty, horrible nerd taste, their over-exaggerated nerd taste, shit taste, to, like, basically say, like, oh, we want to see that internet, we want to see the Hunger Games, we want to see all these shitty, overrated movies like 50 Shades of Grey and blah, 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 Twilight, blah, 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 blah. Like, seriously, yeah, give me fucking 1996 to 2001 any day. Give me Space Jam any day over this shit. Give me fucking Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin any day over this fucking shit. Okay? Because at least back then, we had fucking funny comedies too. South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. We had fucking Basketball. That was an underrated, funny-ass movie. You know, you had Office Space, you know, which wasn't really my thing, but I could definitely see what people liked about it. You know, you had a lot of way better comedies. Fucking Beavis and Butthead Do America. You had, the original Scary Movie. The first two Scary Movies, which were hilarious. Fucking... You had a lot of good, yeah, a lot of good comedies back then too. A lot of real funny, you know, American Pie, you know, which I'm sick of seeing, I'm sick of seeing movies like American Pie now, but the old National Lampoon movies and shit, and American Pie, which was like really funny. It was cutting edge for the 90s, you know. In the early 2000s, now it's like, we see movies like that. I want to see like better comedy too. I want to see something that's like, I want to go back. I want to see something go back to like slapstick humor. I want to see something go back to like, Keenan and Kel, something like a good situation comedy, mixed in with a lot of slapstick and, crude humor and shit. I want to see something good, I want to see something, not just, oh, let's party, get wasted, Project X, it's cliche shit. I want to see something like good. That's why I love fucking Dumb and Dumber too, because it was just like it was kind of like bringing back the old days. It was a much more raunchier version than what the original Dumb and Dumber was, but it was just funny as shit. And it was way better than the fucking Dumb and Dumber Harry Meets Lloyd. That movie sucked. So yeah, that's what my opinion on that. And hope you motherfuckers enjoyed. And later.